Let the gods, the darts from my generation, I'll take the come on, let's get it on.
Hello WWE Universe, welcome to the very first installment of the Wrestlebros podcast. My name is Tommy and I am one half of Wrestlebros, and my brother Joey will not be joining us tonight. He is the other half of Wrestlebros, but he has some prior business to take care of. Let's get right into our first topic, which is Fastlane predictions. Fastlane comes to you live tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on the WWE Network, with 7 matches and 4 title matches coming to you on the card. Let's get right into it. Our first match we're going to talk about is a rematch from the Royal Rumble kickoff show, which features Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Now, we believe that since the rumored Fatal 4-Way Women's Championship match between Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Bayley, and Charlotte is rumored for WrestleMania, we believe that this match will have a lot to do with that. We believe that Nia Jax has established herself as a dominant force in the women's division with her prior victory over Sasha Banks at the Royal Rumble and even pinning Bayley at one point on Raw. And we believe that she will continue her dominance here because she needs to be seen as a threat to Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. We believe that Nia Jax will come out and have a dominant performance as we've become so accustomed to. She will toss Sasha Banks from pillar to post and destroy the boss. And we believe that Sasha Banks will also put up a good fight, have a couple rallies, get the crowd into it, but in the end, Nia Jax will drop a leg drop and pick up the 1-2-3 and a much-needed victory over Sasha Banks as she heads into WrestleMania season. Next up, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match between The Club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, versus Enzo and Cass. This is the first time that Enzo and Cass will have a shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships, so we expect a great showing out of them. They're going to give it their all because they want to win that first Tag Team Championship on the main roster. We believe that the Club has not had a long enough title reign for them to lose the title yet, so we expect that the Club will edge out a victory over the Certified G's, Enzo and Cass, potentially setting up a Tag Team Turmoil match at WrestleMania featuring the Club, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass, and Sheamus and Cesaro, as well as the New Day. That would make for a great WrestleMania match on the main card, and it could potentially be a ladder match, which could rank as high as the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian ladder match for the tag titles at WrestleMania. These tag teams have been working very hard to establish the Raw Tag Team division as legit, and a WrestleMania match featuring all 4 of those tag teams would be the best case scenario. So in the end, we believe that the Club will pick up the 1-2-3 win over Enzo and Cass and retain the titles. Next up, we move to the Cruiserweight division and the Cruiserweight Championship match, where Neville will defend his title against Jack Gallagher. Jack Gallagher has come on strong over the past month. He even made an appearance in the Royal Rumble match, and he has been looking very strong and a very strong case to win the Cruiserweight title here. But Neville has done such a fantastic job in reestablishing the Cruiserweight Championship and the Cruiserweight division as a whole that it is too soon to take the title off him. He needs to hold the title until at least WrestleMania, and he might need to hold it past WrestleMania. He's a heel in the Cruiserweight division, and he is dominating the entire division no matter who comes in his way. So we believe that Neville will pick up a win here and potentially setting up a match, a fatal 4-way match for the Cruiserweight title between Neville, Jack Gallagher, Brian Kendrick, and Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania, which would be a fantastic match. That should not be featured on the pre-show. It should be on the main card. The Cruiserweights have done a lot to earn their time on the main card. We move back to the Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe feud. This feud has turned into a very personal feud ever since Samoa Joe has attacked Sami Zayn on numerous occasions. Samoa Joe has been on a tear ever since he debuted on the main roster last month, injuring Seth Rollins and now destroying Sami Zayn every chance he gets. This past week on Raw, we saw a completely different side of Sami Zayn. Though we saw a aggressive side. We saw him take the attack to Joe, as he would not stop no matter what the referees told him. He kept going at Joe. He kept attacking him. He showed that he has what it takes to beat Samoa Joe. But we believe that Samoa Joe is on too much of a roll and too much of a dominant force to lose this Sunday. So we see Samoa Joe picking up a very easy victory over Sami Zayn. And heading into WrestleMania season with a winning streak, and potentially rumors have it that he could be facing Finn Balor at WrestleMania, and we believe that would be a fantastic match because they had a great feud in NXT, and carrying that feud over to the main roster would be magical. Next up, we have the Raw Women's Championship match with Bayley defending her title against Charlotte. Bayley won the Raw Women's Championship 2 weeks ago on Raw against Charlotte, thanks to her friend Sasha Banks' outside interference. And since then, Charlotte has been on a mission to regain her title. Bayley is very deserving of winning the title, but we believe she won it too soon. We believe WWE pulled the trigger too soon, and they should have waited until WrestleMania for Bayley to win the title. Charlotte is undefeated in championship matches on pay-per-views, and we expect that trend to continue. So look for Charlotte to pick up a win this Sunday against Bayley, regaining the title into WrestleMania season, where we believe she will most likely drop it back either to Bayley or Sasha Banks. We move now to the Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman match. These two have been in an intense rivalry for the past several months. They've been engaged in several brawls, including this past Monday on Raw, where they fought across the entire arena, which concluded with a Roman Reigns spear through the barricade. Roman Reigns has looked very strong throughout this entire feud, and Braun Strowman has been a dominant force ever since the brand split, since he's been on his own. So this match is very tough to call. It's a 50-50 chance of who's going to win. We believe that it's going to be a no contest. There's going to be a double count out or an interference potentially from The Undertaker, which causes a no contest. An interference from The Undertaker would further the storyline between Roman Reigns and The Undertaker for a potential WrestleMania feud, which it looks like WWE is going that direction, and that would be the best way for them to bring back Undertaker onto television to interfere in this match with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, costing Roman Reigns a victory and laying down the challenge for WrestleMania 33. And finally, we move to the main event, the Universal Championship match. Kevin Owens, the champion, Goldberg, the challenger. In no championship match has the champion ever been such an underdog as Kevin Owens is this Sunday. Goldberg has been on a tear ever since he returned last November, beating Brock Lesnar in 1 minute and 26 seconds, eliminating Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble, and now challenging for the Universal title at Fastlane this Sunday. We believe that it is imperative for WWE to keep the title on Kevin Owens and not pull the trigger on a possible Goldberg win. Goldberg does not need to win the title for his feud with Brock Lesnar to become legitimate. The casual fan will see a Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania, and they will be immediately intrigued and buy the whole pay-per-view. The feud does not need the title to draw the casual fan. Even the hardcore fans know that a Goldberg-Brock Lesnar feud does not need the Universal title in it for it to be a legitimate feud. If Kevin Owens were to walk away victorious here, which we believe he will somehow do, he will be in line for a feud at WrestleMania with his former best friend, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens for the Universal title at WrestleMania will be the best possible main event for the entire show. Kevin Owens has been the best heel in the company ever since winning the title back in late August, and Chris Jericho has been so over with the fans that he will have no problem turning face and taking on his former best friend Kevin Owens for the Universal title. We believe that this Sunday Goldberg will be dominant as he's ever been. We believe that Goldberg will hit a spear the first 15 seconds of the match, go for another spear, could potentially knock the referee out, which could lead to a Lesnar interference. Lesnar would interfere, F5 Goldberg, suplex him from pillar to post, F5 again, beat him down, then leave the ring, and Kevin Owens could capitalize with a pop-up powerbomb, get the referee's attention, pick up the 1, 2, 3, and regain the title. We believe that the best way for Fastlane to go off the air is for a returning Chris Jericho to come down and code break Kevin Owens and to pick up the Universal title and hold it over the Fallen Champion. That would set up a Jericho-Owens main event WrestleMania match, and that would have the fans talking for days to come, days and weeks to come until WrestleMania. That would be the most sought out match on the WrestleMania card, we believe. Chris Jericho has been on the best run of his entire career, and he needs to keep this momentum going. He needs to be in a very high-profile match at WrestleMania, which, against Kevin Owens, it would be the best match on the card, storyline and match-wise. So that's going to wrap up our first edition of the Wrestlebros podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you want to share our podcast with your friends, that would be great. You can leave some comments. That'd be even better. Like, share, and subscribe. And my name is Tommy. For my brother Joey, we will see you next time.
We're in this together.